2, 1.
All right, hi everybody. I'm Paul Gross in the Local 4 Weather Center. Welcome to ClickOnDetroit.com and Facebook Live and give you an update on what's going on with our weather right now. And then I want to take a moment to explain the crazy, wacky weather that we had this morning. It's really kind of interesting what happened. First of all, take a look at what's going on. We still have the winter weather advisory in effect until 7 o'clock. Now, keep in mind that the road crews did a great job. They got out right as that transition occurred this morning, so a lot of the main roads are just wet right now, maybe a little skiff of snow on it. It's the side streets and your driveways that you really got to be careful, because we had all that wetness and then the temperature crashed, as I'll show you in a minute, and then ice developed and then snow on top of that. So there is ice under that snow. Please be careful. I actually did a test on the streets of my subdivisions. I was leaving out to drive to work, and man, it took me a long time to stop that car on that ice. So, all right, let's get into temperatures right now, and it's amazing. I just got back from the American Meteorological Society's annual meeting in Austin, Texas. I got back late last night. It was in the 50s. Take a look at temperatures right now. Metro Airport, City Airport at 24 degrees. You get to our northwestern and northern suburbs, and we are in the upper teens for actual temperatures. And as you can see with wind chills, most areas are in the single numbers right now for wind chills. It is a biting cold out there with that good north wind that's blowing. All right, let's get now to radar. And as you can see, the main band of snow is pushing off largely to the east. Still have some down in Monroe County, kind of a light little stripe there west of Jackson. But overall, you can see that there's a lot of open sky there in terms of no precipitation. And on a wider view, just to give you an overall broader perspective of the storm, there's not a lot more snow that's going to come up our way. There's still some light snow that's possible through the afternoon, but not looking at a lot in the way of accumulation. I think we're pretty much mostly done. Even the heaviest spots this afternoon that get any additional snow, we're looking at like maybe a half an inch or something like that. I think we're pretty much done with any significant accumulation for snow this afternoon. So at this point, it's just a matter of going deeper into that deep freeze. And then again, this is going to be a mess to clean up tomorrow or later today if you get out on the driveway to try and do that shoveling. It's going to be pretty tough. You're going to really have to go at it and then afterwards put some salt or something down, because again, there's going to be some ice on the pavement after that. All right, let's dive in deep here and show you what happened. Now, keep in mind, a lot of the time in the winter, we have the entire atmosphere is below freezing. We're talking about from the surface all the way up to where the clouds are. So let's take that right here. Now let's introduce a wedge of warmer air aloft. And what I want you to do right now, we're going to take it kind of left to right across the diagram. Focus on this part right here. From the cloud level all the way to the ground, this red area is above freezing temperatures. And so when it's above freezing from the cloud all the way to the ground, what you get is just plain rain. It starts raining from the cloud. It stays rain as it comes all the way down to the surface. But what I want you to also do is now move a little further right. And let's kind of narrow that wedge of warm air a little bit. So we're above freezing here at the cloud top, but you get to the ground. This area here is below freezing. So when that happens, what we have is freezing rain. It starts raining from the cloud. It's still a raindrop when it gets to the ground, but it's now below freezing, so that raindrop then freezes on contact with surfaces. We're talking about power lines, roads, mailboxes, whatever. So now, let's move a little further to the right. So let's make that little area of below freezing temperatures at the lowest part of the atmosphere, let's make that a little bit thicker now. So up here, it's still raining at cloud level, but what happens is that those raindrops then freeze into little balls of ice. We call that sleet. And so when you have that wedge of a thicker wedge of below freezing temperatures down here near the surface, that's enough time for those raindrops to freeze. But then when you have either a very, very narrow wedge of warm air or none at all, well, what happens is you're basically snowing from the cloud, and there's not enough time for those snowflakes to melt, and those stay all the way as snow all the way to the ground. And for sure, we had pretty much everything this morning. It started off as rain, and then I had reports of people getting little things bouncing off their windows and their windshields. That was sleet. And then we had the freezing rain, of course, as the temperatures kept dropping, and then eventually it transitioned all the way to snow. So we had a little bit of everything. Mother Nature threw the winter kitchen sink at us this morning. And again, the road crews did a great job in getting out there right as that transition occurred, because you can't just go out when it's raining and put salt down, because the rain washes away the salt. So the great job by the crews. Just, again, watch out on your side streets and on those driveways and sidewalks, because those are going to be particularly dangerous as we move through the rest of the afternoon into the evening hours. So that's the very latest on what's going on here from the Local 4 Weather Center. Glad you could join us. Be safe when you head out from work or if you're heading out anywhere else this afternoon. And, of course, Ben Bailey will be along, and he will have the very latest on your weekend forecast starting on Local 4 News at 4, 5, and 6. So we'll see you then.